Just imagine being trapped somewhere with no food or water. How would you survive? That's exactly what happened in today's chilling story. After a night of heavy drinking, a man woke up with a pounding headache. But what truly shocked him was the sight of a dead rat lying right next to him. As he looked around, he realized he was locked inside a vault-like room, with a metal door and a cabinet. Flies buzzed everywhere, some feeding on the dead rat. When he checked his watch, it was already 9 a.m. He tried to open the door, but it was sealed shut. He began banging on it, shouting for help, but there was no response. He had no memory of how or when he got there. Soon, he felt the urge to pee and desperately searched for a way out. At first, he thought it was a prank by his coworker Fletcher. He even joked that once he got out, Fletcher would be fired. But as time passed, he realized no one was outside. No sounds, no help. He pulled out his phone to call Fletcher, but there was no signal. Completely cut off from the outside world, he turned his attention to the locked cabinet, but that too wouldn't open. He searched the room for hidden cameras, suspecting a reality show prank, but found nothing. Frustration soon turned into rage. He began screaming, removing his belt and furiously hitting the door with it. Exhausted and starving, he finally collapsed. Desperate, he shouted that if he wasn't released, he'd report everyone to the police. Still silenced up, why now? A whole day had passed. He tried checking his phone again, but it slipped from his hand and broke. With no food or water, survival instincts kicked in. He took off his shoe, peed in it, and drank it. Disgusted, but desperate, loneliness and hunger started driving him mad. That's when he noticed a key hidden inside the tube light. He broke the light, retrieved the key, and unlocked the cabinet. Inside, he found 2 oxygen cans and a few tools, including hammers and a welding torch. He tried using them to break the door, but it was solid steel, not even a scratch. He attempted to use the welding torch, but didn't know how. While watching the fire from the torch, he got an idea to trigger the fire alarm and maybe get some water. But unfortunately, the alarm was fake. He then tried breaking the lock with a hammer, but the lock was too strong. Weak and defeated, he fell into depression. He smashed the cabinet in rage, then noticed a small hole in the wall. With renewed energy, he grabbed the hammer and began digging, hoping to escape through a tunnel. As oxygen levels in the room dropped, he consumed the oxygen cans, but too much made him dizzy. While lying down, his eyes fell on maggots crawling over the dead rat. With no choice left, he turned into a real-life Bear Grylls and ate the insects to survive. Re-energized, he resumed digging. After hours of work, he broke through to the other side, but to his horror, it wasn't freedom. It was just another identical room. All that effort, wasted. Heartbroken, he started hitting the metal door again. In this new room, he noticed a red coffin. Curious, he opened it and was shocked to find a beautiful girl inside. Not dead, just deeply asleep. When he tried to wake her, she panicked. They tried talking, but didn't speak the same language. Scared, she ran back into the previous room and hid. He was too weak to explain anything, so he slept in the coffin that night. In the middle of the night, the girl returned and woke him up. She gestured for him to keep digging, but he was too weak, with injured hands and a starving body. Seeing this, the girl picked up the tools herself and began digging. But soon she needed to pee and tried to run to the other room. The man stopped her and signaled something. He hadn't had water in 3 days. Realizing what he meant, the girl hesitantly peed in his shoe. As disgusting as it was necessary for survival. Though they didn't speak the same language, the girl started to understand the grim reality. They had to do whatever it took to survive. The man even tried to teach her to eat insects, but she refused. They continued working on the tunnel, but after hours had only managed to make a tiny hole. The girl broke down crying. "Why won't this wall break?" she wept. "How could it? It was made of Ungbuja cement." To calm her down, the man sang a Neha Kakar song. But mid-song, she accidentally struck his hand with a hammer. She quickly tore a piece of cloth from her headscarf and bandaged his hand. That moment sparked a bond between them. They continued digging together. Suddenly, the metal door's lock began turning on its own. They rushed toward it, but it reset to its original position. After many failed attempts, they figured it out. The door only unlocked when they faced away from it. Slowly, with their backs to it, they moved closer and finally, the door opened. They entered a third room. Unfortunately, this one was just like the others. Another steel door, another empty grave. The girl, now wise from experience, rushed back to grab all the tools. They tried the same trick to open the door, but nothing worked. Now the only option was to dig through the grave. But the man was barely conscious by now. Fever had set in. The girl, still somewhat strong, took over. The man realized something terrifying. Maybe the person who trapped them wanted one of them to kill the other. Maybe only one was supposed to survive. Perhaps the grave was for one of them. I end desperation. The man considered killing the girl, but couldn't go through with it. His will to live was gone. He quietly lay down inside the grave, waiting for death. The girl tried slapping and punching him awake, but he didn't respond. She pulled him out of the grave and laid him down. Now she had lost hope too. She screamed at the door, but no one came. With no other option, she let her tears fall into his mouth, hydrating him. She knew if he died, she wouldn't survive much longer either. Then she did something unexpected. She began undressing. Even in his unconscious state, the man realized what she was doing. Her touch kept him awake through the night. They both collapsed in exhaustion by morning. When the man woke up, she was sleeping beside him. He crawled into the next room, grabbed a cloth from the coffin, and gently covered her. Then, once again, he fainted. Suddenly, they heard the sound of the lock turning. They quickly got up and repeated the method, backs facing the door. But the man was too weak to walk. The girl supported him, dragging him slowly to the door. Finally, it opened. What lay outside stunned them. Waterfalls, birds, flowers. It was a paradise. The world outside looked like heaven itself. They looked at each other and smiled. After enduring unimaginable horror, they had finally reached freedom. If you were trapped in a locked room with no key, who would you want to be stuck with? Tell us in the comments.